This screencast is a reading of the Christopher Columbus primary source activity. Please feel free to speed this recording up, slow it down, listen to it as many times as you need to, or even stop it and then restart it as you complete this activity. So yesterday, guys, we talked about what a primary source was in class and how I hope we're all remembering that it is a first-hand account. Again, a primary source is a first-hand account, everybody. And we're exploring a first-hand account of Christopher Columbus today. You guys actually got a taste of this the other day when we started exploring primary sources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the questions, and I would really encourage you to listen and use it in your favor as you complete the activity. About the reading. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed west from Spain. His goal was to gain wealth for the King and Queen of Spain. Columbus wrote a journal to keep a record of his voyage for his patrons. In it, he described what he experienced on the journey. The ideas that Columbus had left before he left Spain influenced how he saw things. As you read, note what Columbus saw and what he thought about during his journey. Thursday, 11 October. Columbus described how his men saw birds, fish, and plants that told them they were very close to land. They sighted land in the middle of the night and reached an island in the morning. Columbus thought they were off the coast of China, but they were in the Caribbean Sea northeast of Cuba. So here's the excerpt from Columbus, guys. When we stepped ashore, we saw fine green trees, streams everywhere, and different kinds of fruit. I called the two captains to jump ashore or on shore with the rest, asking them to bear or carry a solemn or formal witness or proof that in the presence or state of existing of all I was taking possession of this land for their lord and lady, the king and queen. Soon many of the islanders gathered around us. I could see that they were people who could be more easily converted to our holy faith by love than by coercion or persuasion using force, and wishing them to look on us with friendship, I gave them some of the red bonnets and glass beads which they hung around their necks, and many other things of small value, at which they were so delighted and eager to please us that we could not believe it. Later they swam out to the boats to bring us parrots and balls of cotton thread and darts, and many other things, exchanging them for such objects as glass beads and hawk bells. They took anything and gave willingly or readily whatever they had. So here I want you to take a look at this passage and tell me Columbus's attitude toward the islanders. So what are you seeing here, guys? That's what you're answering. And as always, express your answer using details from the text and complete sentences. Once you've done that, hit the next button below and we'll move on to the next question. So again, as we read these diary excerpts, we are noticing what Columbus saw and what he thought. So here's Saturday the 13th of October. Columbus was impressed or admired the islanders, and he described them as handsome or good-looking. He also described them as poor, based on the fact that they were naked, yet he saw something that fed his desire or want for wealth. I kept my eyes open and tried to find out if there was any gold, and I saw that some of them had a little piece hanging from a hole in their nose. I gathered from their signs that if one goes south, or around the south side of the island, there is a king with great jars full of it, enormous amounts. I tried to persuade them to go there, but I saw that the idea was not of their liking. So here, how did Columbus communicate with the islanders? Do you think they understood each other well? Why or why not? Express your answer using details from the story so far, using complete sentences. Once you've done that and expressed your point, you're hitting the next button. Sunday the 14th of October. Columbus sent some of his small boats to explore the island. He discovered a good harbor and a piece of land that might be suitable or right or appropriate for a fort. He addressed the king and queen directly, with no one in between, in this passage. These people have little knowledge of fighting, as your majesties will see from the 7 I have captured to take away with us, so as to teach them our language and return them, unless your majesty's orders are that they shall be taken to Spain and held captive on the island itself. For with 50 men one could keep the whole population in subjection or control, and make them do whatever is wanted. So here we're looking at why Columbus thinks it would be easy to control these natives. And again, we're using the evidence from this paragraph and the reading to help us justify our point. Once you've done that and constructed your response, hit the next button. So question 4 here has to deal with the whole assignment. So this is off of anything you have read for this. What did Columbus think or do that showed he was friendly to the natives? So guys, here we are taking a look at what Columbus did to express friendliness. Feel free to look at the hard copy link, which is in today's lesson, to look back to help your answer. Use complete sentences as always, and when you're ready, hit the next button. Your final question is a context clues question based on the vocabulary word majesties. So you're going to read this above paragraph and guess the meaning of majesties using context clues. Once you've done that, hit the next button. Okay, so you've hit the end of the assignment for today. Please make sure to always take your time and make sure you're clearly expressing points. This assignment cannot be done quickly. It is one that takes time. So if I see anybody completing this in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I know you're not giving it the effort and thought that it needs to have. Because guys, when we're doing a primary source, we have to read it slowly. We have to take notes. We have to understand, okay? Take your time. As always, contact me if you need me. I'd be happy to work on this with you. And then once you're finished, hit that Submit All and Finish button.